Welcome everyone back to this weather update. So today's video, I'm looking at live radar on UKV for the next 5 days, and the temperatures as well, and the GPS, ECM, and Met Office, ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Because there is signs of a pattern change at the very end of July, which hopefully should free us from the heat wave that we are literally experiencing quite a long time. This probably will be quite a long lasting heat wave, even if temperatures recede after Tuesday, because it's quite hot and obviously the Thursdays. So if you do compare to if you have a look at net weather, you can see no rain. I don't know why I'm looking at this, because there's no rain really. I mean, I've got weather type on. Nothing in the UK. There's a stubborn high pressure that is moving up north now. It's actually centered here around this area, bringing high, dry, hot conditions. Maybe in the far north of Scotland it still could be a little bit cloudy. Maybe odd pocket of drizzle, but again, nothing really to say about the nothing really to say about the precipitation. Really, I don't know. We'll have to see it. I'll look at this in a couple of days. Hopefully, it'll change. Some areas in the south, but I highly likely this week though. We'll see any rain in the south. Okay, so if we do compare to the UK view, is that the right one? Should be the latest. If we do compare to the UK view, how am I going to talk in the next 5 days? So as you can see, this is today's highest temperatures. We've already got to this. Now I think the UK view was a bit underdoing it just a little bit. I think we got to 33 degrees actually, according to net weather. About 33 degrees ish, perhaps more, between 33 and 34. So it did underdo it a little bit. So I can add quite confidently for the next couple of days a couple of degrees on the temperatures. So we do have a look at to Thursday and the temp. Oh, actually, I just noticed I should have done the precipitation. I'll do this in a minute. So Thursday could be one of the hottest days of the week, before Friday, of course. You can see here, our heat extends northwards. We can see Scotland, Northern Ireland, mid-20s, low to mid-20s. Then we've got Northern England. We can see high 20s, even low 30s in some areas. And then into the southeastern areas, you can see 33, 34, even a possible 35 Celsius is not out of the question. Very isolated though, so most areas see 33 or 34 Celsius. Just have to point out that the nighttime temperatures will still be a bit up in the south, but nowhere near as high in obviously the north, of course, but not as bad as I thought. Not as uncomfortable, let's say. If you do compare to Friday, you can see again, this is probably the hottest day of the week. Even in Scotland, we could see in an area of Glasgow, south western Scotland, we can see 28 degrees. So mid to high 20s in Scotland. So well above average for there. Looking at England, you can see, I don't know if you noticed, but eastern areas are cooling down a little bit because of increased of a North Sea breeze as we go into the weekend. So eastern areas will be a bit suppressed in the temperatures. Otherwise, western areas will be seeing most of the hot weather to come. If you have a look, you can see here in England, Northern England, we're widely in high 20s, low 30s. Rest of England, widely mid-30s. So 34, 35. We can't even rule out a possible 36 Celsius somewhere in Bristol. Worcester area, so southwestern England, which, that's in an isolated area. So not as widespread as last heat wave, but still quite exceptional, really. Okay, so let's have a look at Saturday. Again, we're still holding on that heat, if not a little bit down in some areas. Especially in northeastern areas. Scotland's still quite warm. See, we'll put Ireland probably going to get to 30 Celsius as well. But otherwise, Scotland, Northern Ireland, back to mid-20s. Northern England, back to mid-20s again. The heat is more suppressed in the southwestern areas, so we're now low. Maybe mid-30s in some areas, so 32, 33 Celsius is still possible in Devon. I think that's Devon, isn't it? Just the south of Bristol. Let's have a look over to on the right one. Yeah, if you have a look on to Sunday, you can see again a little bit down in temperatures, but very gradual though. So the heat will be be quite a long time actually. You can see northeastern areas, suppressed temperatures. We're now in the mid to high teens in the northeast, though. A cooling North Sea breeze, also bringing half threat in some of them areas most likely. Otherwise, the more west southwest you go, the more hot it's going to get. Still, western Scotland is still in the 20s actually, so low 20s for Scotland. Nice weather for them to come. Then Northern England mid to high 20s, mostly mid 20s really. And southwestern England 31, 32, maybe even at isolated 33 Celsius. Over to Monday, you can see there quite comfortable overnight temperatures, obviously in the southwest otherwise. So obviously that's probably the main difference between this heat wave and the last heat wave. Very comfortable temperatures. So even look, still in the single digits in the southeast there, northeast, sorry. 6 Celsius. What a contrast! You can see it there. Wow, it's ridiculous of the contrast in them nighttime temperatures. Very cold, sort of cool nighttime temperatures. Very comfortable sleeping at the very least. So when it is at sleep, you can actually open the windows and let that cool air in, hopefully. Okay, so there's not really much to say about the station really. Other than some cloud cover. Widely clear night. Same day to Thursday. Not much cloud other than obviously far off western Scotland. Could still see some drizzle, patchy rain in the northwest before that high pressure does start to dominate later on. Friday still have abandoned rain in Scotland. Again, widely clear conditions in eastern England. Could see some fog actually in the far south of England there. Better keep an eye on that. Otherwise, mostly a bit unsettled there for Scotland, but that should gradually clear away throughout the day. Again, still leaving a layer of cloud there. On to Saturday, there's a threat of heavy showers possible in Scotland, perhaps even northern England. The clouds are a little bit thicker there. In the morning at the very least. Could see some Mr. Fog's practice in the morning there actually, I've just noticed. In the night of Saturday. Again, clear because there's no precipitation at all. Even in Scotland, the cloud is thinning. Then rest of areas in England, we're widely clear to mostly sunny conditions. Over to Monday again, mostly clear conditions with the threat of thunderstorms in the far southwest that could creep in at the south. I don't know if it's a thunderstorm, but it could be some precipitation needed. I don't think that's a thunderstorm actually. But, if you do have a look at the Cape throughout the week, you see there's some Cape in the far southwest in Thursday. A bit on Friday as well. Most likely in western areas, far western areas actually. Could spark the odd thunder shower throughout the days maybe, but that's going to be suppressed by a sea breeze unfortunately. If we do compare to the GFS, you can see here this is 12Z. High pressure builds in, then it does actually weaken a little bit, then builds in again. Widely settled conditions, so we can see some high pressures around the Bay of Biscay, north between Ireland and Scotland, bringing in very settled conditions for Scotland. You notice there in the south there's a thundery low that could move in throughout the course of next week, bringing some more thunderstorms, but mostly settled conditions. However, if we add over to the next, towards the end of the model, we are in a westerly flow, so we've got some low pressure systems there, supplying in a northwesterly area. That could be quite cool actually, if that comes. So quite unsettled there. We're still in a bit of a cool regime, bit of Atlantic range for the northwest, but otherwise quite unsettled there. So signs of a change as we head into the end of July, because you can see here, the end of July basically. You can see it's like a northwesterly, that could be quite cool for most areas. Quite low pressure actually. Look at that, it's 995. It's quite unusual for the time of the year really, which is a bit annoying. You can see how the temperature's suppressed for that day. We're back into average conditions if that had to come off. Some areas could be below average if that low pressure came off in the northwest. So and if that, most likely, hopefully, that will go to the south and hopefully destroys the drop, because it's been very, it's been quite a serious draw in the southeast, as I've been mentioning quite a lot. If we do compare to... Oh, no, not the UKV. Why is this on here? If we do compare to the ECM... There we go. Just got a bit lost there. Again, high pressure building from the south. It weakens a little bit, then it builds back in, and it's lingering in the Scotland area. Again, we've got that thundery low in the south that could push in at times towards the end of the week, as we get into the more Atlantic regime at the very end of that, towards the end of July. Let's have a look at temperatures at the age of 50 HPA. Maybe underdoing it just a little bit, if I'm being completely honest, but again, mid to high teens in most areas. And into early next week could be quite hot actually in the southeast, even in next week. Low 20s, which will be quite hot, and that's persisted throughout next week. Still in the mid high teens at 850 HPA, but that starts to get cooler as we get more of a cooling trend. Not really apparent, really, but very, very gradually. But to Wednesday, you can see again, it's the UK Meteo, and again, a high pressure building in, and that's centered into Scotland and Northern Iceland, so that's Bay of Biscay, isn't it? We've got that same thundery low in the south that could tap in at times, but a bit of uncertainty there via the UK Met at the moment. Now, look at the temperatures at age of HPA. You can see widely mid high teens possible, but most we're going to get is 18, 19 degrees isotherm throughout next week. So yeah, there is a sign of a little bit more mixed conditions as we get into the end of July. It's a bit more changeable there. Could be some more rainfall, some longer spells of rain, and cooler temperatures at the end of July. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.